So I've just hit record and we'll get started. Can you all see my screen with the picture of the Bow Valley on it?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. So it's kind of odd that Dell and I are doing a thing on DMO because it's probably one of our weaknesses, but it's also something that I enjoy doing is researching a topic and then doing a little bit of training about it. It's the best way that I've found to learn. So let's get started. And when you know it, they continue. So what I've done is I've researched some of the top people in the, Beth, an echo going there. Can you mute yourself? Research some of the top people in the network marketing field and see what they recommend. And number one for me is certainly Eric Worre. And what I'm working with is without my notes this morning, so I don't have, I had a lot more intelligent things to say than just simply read the screen, but I'm stuck with just reading the screen this morning. Eric Worre, he can't say enough about daily method of operation. He just says it has massive power to increase and grow your business. He says it's a cornerstone skill that every leader in a network marketing group has to learn and pass on. Well, we'll get to that. Eric Worre is all about duplication. So he says, keep things simple, make sure it's duplicatable. He says, success really doesn't matter. It's what you can duplicate that really matters. He recommends a short, simple, again, duplicatable DMO. He's the expert, so I'm not going to comment on this too much, but this is really simple. He says, develop activity around using, consuming, and being a product of the band. Being a product of the product, I should say. Yep, can't disagree with that. And then make sure you're sharing your product with somebody else. And then make sure you're sharing your opportunity. He's very successful, so it works for him. He's retired from actively growing a group, but the only thing I kind of disagree with him is the numbering. I'd swap number 3 for number 2, particularly in Juice Plus, because I think Juice Plus is a great opportunity, and to get people started with the opportunity and the product is very important. Anybody have any comments on that? Unmute yourself if you have a comment. Okay. He focuses again, and he says it 100 times in the 10-minute video I watched. Do a few simple things that are duplicatable. Do them over and over and over again. He says, step up, be a leader. Show the people that you're working with that this is what you do, this is what you need to do to succeed. And this is something I really agree with him with, because Dell and I have really struggled with a DMO, and we've tried several different approaches, and I agree with him completely. You will not build momentum if your DMO changes monthly. You have to settle on a system, you have to work it until it works. And it's going to work because the Juice Plus product and the Juice Plus business are so strong that it is going to work. The world needs to hear from us. Another fellow that I follow, he's a little bit harder to listen to, but I enjoy it. I enjoy him. Is Ray Higdon. His video was more about what he does every morning, and he has a very upscale lifestyle. So bear with me on this. I'll qualify it a little bit. He did say a lot that vision will keep you consistent. So you have to develop, I'm going to call it your why, for lack of a better term. You have to develop your why first. And that vision, when you keep it in your mind, will keep you focused, keep you working. He says it in the first statement, consistency is the key. You've got to do the same thing over and over and over again. Same thing Eric Worre says. He changes it up a little bit. He says you have to be happy, you have to be grateful. And what he does is developed he spends 30 minutes or so more a day with a grateful statement. that starts his day in the right frame of mind, so that he's a positive frame of mind all day long. It's something that Del and I learned about last week at Beaver Tails conference, and I haven't yet implemented it, but it's in my notes of things to do. I think it's a really good idea. He also spends a lot of time and money on personal development. That's just to keep your skills fresh, to learn what's new in the industry, to learn what changes that happened lately in the Facebook algorithm, that kind of thing. When he wakes up, he focuses more on his gratefulness statement than he does on social media. He does not jump on social media first thing in the morning. He sets that off at least a couple hours to get his day started. He practiced gratitude. He focused on it. He mentioned it 3 or 4 times in his video. And this is something that Ray Higdon does a lot of and does very well. He produces a video log every day, 2 to 3 minutes. And with the changes in the Facebook algorithm in January, it really prioritizes Facebook Live. So it's a really good idea. It's a skill that Dylan and I have used, but we don't use a lot of. So we've got to really focus on getting more videos out there. It'll really improve the range of your Facebook posts. Somewhere in all this 2 or 3 hours of getting started in the morning, he talks about getting in prospecting. This is what Del and I have settled on in our team we kind of call Bow Valley Freedom. We stress to people that this is a business. In order to succeed, you have to work it. You might not only have 15 minutes a day, or you might have 4 hours like Del and I do every day. But you still have to work it. It's a business. You will succeed based upon your work. We've learned, sometimes negatively and sometimes positively, that success is based upon how consistent you are in following the same processes every day. If you get off track, if you allow yourself to get off track, you're going to have a bad day, and that might lead into a couple days, and your weeks and your months can go those same ways. Del and I started out with a DMO, and we tried theme days. Like, I don't even remember what they were. One day of the week we'd focus on team, one day we'd focus on prospecting, and we had names for them. One day we'd focus on parties. And I can't really explain why that didn't work for us. I think it was just a lack of consistency at the time. So we focused on, this is more along what we do for our DMO now. Every day we turn off distractions. We turn off the television, we play some music in the house, so it's kind of relaxing. We search for 5 new friends every day, and then after a month or so, we invite them into our page, or our page is called Where's Your Path Taking You? There should be another bullet there, and then we check virtual office every day for alerts and anything new that's going on. We do spend time on personal development every day. That can be reading, that can be watching Zooms. We don't spend a lot of time on personal development. Try and limit it to 30 minutes a day, probably. But we do believe that personal development is a vital component of building our business and of the DMO. Thank God Shred 10 came along. That's all I got to say about it. It's the best thing for building your business and the best thing for improving your own health. Well, almost since Juice Plus came around, I know for Della and I, one of our weaknesses has been getting out and exercising. We've always gone for walks and taken the dog out and done that kind of stuff. And it's pretty hilly around the area we live, so you can get in some good exercise, but it's really a walk of the dog, and the dog is getting old and she's slow. So what Shred 10 has done for us is we've joined a rec facility, and we go out and get exercise probably 5 times a week. So it's been very good for us. We've really noticed the difference. And the last thing we really trying to do is support our team and learn from our team, and we attend team Zooms probably pretty much every day. So that's has become our DMO. One thing I left off here is we meet with our sideline buddy that also lives here in town weekly, talk about events and things we can do together to generate some impact and get us going. And it's been so important to us. We have developed a friendship, and we keep our business going, and we keep, it's just been wonderful. Love it. So this is another person I found on the internet, and I enjoyed listening to her, so I included her here. She says, work smart. Be conscious of what you're working on. Is it actually building my business, or is it just something else? She also focuses a lot on personal development. She's a believer. Be intentional. It's pretty much the same as working smart in my mind. She does some kind of fun daily themes, and like I say, it hasn't worked for us, but it really works for her. And I'll provide that link to her video later on so that you can copy her themes if you like. What I've come to believe is success leaves markers. So copying somebody is probably the smartest thing you can do. She has a memory jogger, and that's something that we developed a course on a couple weeks ago. We haven't implemented it fully yet, but personally I've used it, and I find it wonderful. It focuses my efforts every morning on who I should call and why I call them. And I've seen some other products that come out that have a price to them that come with some scripts, but I'm a cheapskate right at the moment. So I kind of prefer this memory jogger. It's free. It's built into Excel or whatever kind of spreadsheet you prefer. And as long as you know why you're calling somebody, what their history is, you know what to say. It's all about building relationships. So, don't focus on the product so much, but focus on how they're doing, how their family doing, are they on track, how they're, things like that. Something Stacy Whitmer does a lot of is she presents a lot of webinars. She does a lot of training, and Del and I do our Zooms here, and they're not exactly the same as webinars. This was interesting, and I've tried it since, and it really works. On Facebook, be friends of your friends. So Facebook has a facility. You can go in and take a look at a person's friends, and if they have similar interests to yours, why not friend them as well? And you can really build your friend list on Facebook by doing that. It's probably the quickest way that I know of building your friend list. And why not build a friend list? Don't be salesy right off the bat by any means, but be entertaining. Have a good post every day. Once in a while, mention your product. Try and build a lot of curiosity, though, so that the friends of their friends are going to ask you a question, and then take it offline and have a discussion, invite them to an event. This is what she does, and we've tried it a couple of times, but not nearly often enough, I believe, is ask friends for recommendations. You know anybody that would benefit from the Juice Plus product? Why not? People recommend books and movies and theaters and all sorts of things to their friends. Why wouldn't you recommend something that can improve their lives? Well, I know the reason. It's all up here, but you're really helping somebody, so got to get out of up here and more down here. She spends a lot of time, Stacy, on helping her team set goals and set up activities and helping them be successful. She stresses that don't send out global invites to events because your rate of return is going to be poor. That's been our experience as well. When you send out personal invites to events, that's the key to success. This is somebody I heard last week. I've heard her a couple times. She's a great speaker, and this is the DMO that I want to model most. And I think that's probably where I got that form that I posted in the event from too, is from Melissa. These are the questions that she asks herself every Sunday night. And I think what Del and I are probably going to do is probably sit down with our sideline buddy and ask ourselves these questions and fill in our week this way. So I'm not going to read that list to you, but it's a good one. I like hearing from Melissa on DMO. I don't know who Lisa J is, but I kind of liked her video. She asked the question, is your business flatlining? Does your activity contribute to your business? Do you do personal development daily? Do you exercise? Do you prospect? Do you create good content for your social media? Oops, went too fast. I guess her point was, if your business is flatlining, you probably don't have DMO. That's been our experience too, right? Yeah. So her DMO consists of those 5 things on that list there. I'm kind of rushing because I'm on the free version of Zoom, so I only have 30 minutes, so sorry. This is a website that we discovered recently. It contains a whole lot of really great information. And again, I will make sure you have this URL later on, but it focuses a lot on DMO. It has a really good page on it. And there's no, oh, there's where I got that weekly DMO planner from. Just go to that page. So again, here are a bunch of URLs. I will post them so they're easy for you to get to. Oops, and I breezed through that a lot faster than I expected to. But anybody got any questions? I will make sure I get the recording of this, and I will post it on the event later on today.
Awesome, I appreciate that.
No problem, Carrie Ann. I hope it was useful.
It was, very.
Della, anything? I can talk to my wife over my shoulder, so.
Carrie Ann, is there a daily method of operation that works for you?
I'm not sure Carrie Ann heard you, Della. She was asking if you had any other points you'd like to add.
Oh, you know, I don't, because I've been listening to myself. Can you guys hear me okay?
There was a little bit of interference there.
How about now?
Yep, that's better.
Okay. So everything that you mentioned is everything that I have down in my notes prior to. But I do see the consistency of everything that is said by everyone you mentioned of, well, I think the first thing is taking care of yourself, right? Like making sure you get your exercise and, you know, drink lots of water and eat properly, right? Because if you're not in the right frame of mind, then none of this is possible. So I think you guys are bang on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree with what you said, Carrie Ann. You have to look after yourself for sure. You have to be in the right frame of mind, because you're going to hear no quite a bit, and you can have some bad days if you let that bother you.
That's right.
Well, too, and I think that you have to be a product of the product. It's hard to sell a health product when you're dragging your butt.
Yep.
One thing I learned at last week's Beaver Tail is to have more energy.
Yeah.
I've got a great story, but nobody's going to listen to you if you don't have energy, if you don't have passion about your story.
Right.
It's not exactly DMO, but it's something I'm trying to implement a lot more of. So thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Mark.
Outside and see what it's like. It's snowing here. Yeah, imagine. Okay, thanks everybody. I should appreciate it. I'll post the links and the URL and the recording very soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
Good.